Hey guys, as per usual, I usually do the, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. See you at about 10 minutes mark. No update with Kitten this time, so we're going to get straight into this. And I don't want it to be too long tonight. So what we'll do is just read it out real quick after that. And if there's any chats, anything to discuss on that, because I think there certainly will be. Let me know. I'm right here. We'll have a chat. While we're waiting for people to come in, as usual, if you don't mind hitting that like button, I really appreciate it. Just kind of bump that up a little bit. I was a little bit late after I did the launch, so it kind of stunts it right dead in its tracks. So I'm right there with you with a little bump up, and I really appreciate it. Just to let you know, for those waiting, the thumbnail is basically. Just to let you know, for those waiting. Oh gosh, sorry guys. The ones. This was my face when I came back to the Truth Movement, okay? That's what I'm trying to say to you. I'll be right back. Give it about 10 minutes. And let's play us maybe some music here. Google. Sorry, I got a lot on my mind, that's all. Just kind of everything going on at once.
Eric Schmidt. 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3. Goebbels, 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 Google Plus. 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 Google Plus. Google Plus. And Joseph Goebbels. Dirty Nubby. Dirty Nubbies. William Johnson. Google Plus. Google Plus. And Larry Page. Larry Page. Eric Schmidt. Ugly motherfucker. Well, you know Goebbels would approve. Sure would. Goebbels, 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 Google Plus. Goebbels, 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 Google Plus. Goebbels, 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 Google Plus. Goebbels, 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 Google Plus. Yeah. Goebbels, 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 Google Plus. Goebbels, 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 Google Plus. Goebbels, 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 Google Plus. Goebbels, 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 Plus, Google Plus. Google Plus. And Joseph Goebbels. Dirty Nubby. Dirty Nubbies. Free William Johnson. Google Plus. Google Plus. And Larry Page. Larry Page. Eric Schmidt. Ugly motherfucker. Now you know Goebbels would approve. Sing it now. Goebbels, 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 Google Plus. Goebbels, 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 Google Plus. Goebbels, 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 Google Plus. Goebbels, 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 Google Plus. If you have something that you don't want anyone to know, maybe you shouldn't be doing it in the first place.
Top heavy cover. Leave Virginia alone. Will they chase her down the avenue and over the hill to steal her will? She was hard as Georgia asphalt with the 8-pound beam. You would know her ring. So leave Virginia alone. Leave Virginia alone. She's not like you and me. She's not like you and me. You should have seen her back in the city. Poetry and jewels. She was high as a Georgia country, picked up and blues, so leave Virginia alone, leave Virginia alone. She's not like you and me, she's not like you and me. Some sunny day, with the hands up time, have had their way. You'll understand why you were so hard.
Ouch.
You run away.
Ouch. Sorry, guys. See, remember when YouTube used to be good and you could like just trust it to find a good song for you, and then you get this guy. No, I'm sorry. I won't say who it is. I'm not gonna make fun of the poor guy. I'm sorry, guys, about that. My bad. Let's get you something better. I do have a couple minutes just to prepare and whatnot. But I did hear how bad that was. So let me see if I can find something better. Should be better. My bad. And also, I forgot about the swear words. I apologize about that. I'll be there in about 3 minutes. We'll be good to go. If this plays, it doesn't. There you go. I'm gonna let this finish. This is a good song. This is a popcorn episode, by the way. What is it there? Sorry, guys. Debussy. Avec plaisir. My accent's so bad. Oof. Might be a moment. I love how this ends. I had to wait for the ending. I'm sorry. So good. So good. It's so good. It's amazing. It just, I love that last couple. Oh my gosh, it just whips you into a frenzy. And this does this. Speaking of whipping people into a frenzy, this might be a button pressing one. I've received an email. You might have been here in that last chat, and I've already been here for 3 hours. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I thank all of you that are here. I want to say hello to the people in the chat. Loyal Star came to see how Kitty is. Kitty is, I'm seeing, I mean, you know, he's a little bit drowsy because he's, you know, had a good bit of drug steroid to keep that swelling down and some muscle up, but we're seeing some good stuff. Just in between, he's now got his food, so he's good to go, and he'll probably be in here now in a sec. That is the small update I got there for you. That's about it. Brittany, how you doing? Thank you very much. I'm again sorry about the music, and I probably should have thought again before playing the Google Plus again because it's full of swear words and stuff like that. I know. I apologize about that, but it was already done by the time I was out. So, Sister of the Night, hello, and play some Debussy next time. Absolutely. with pleasure. I love Davis. That was, I believe that's his fifth symphony. I just had Beethoven. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Maybe one of the greatest of all time. All right. Now, I want to preface this by saying that under normal circumstances, like if this was like any other circle, maybe this probably be considered gossip. The fact that we're trying to learn truth here, and we have identities that are cloaked, and they hide behind darkness. I'm willing to shed some light on things and kind of lay that out. And I want to preface it by saying it's an anonymous email. That person that was in chat talking about threats, this is the question. This is the email that is in question. I know that someone asked me about that afterwards. So we're going to read it out. And we're going to see if it pushes some buttons. It's not my words. Because actually some of it directly challenges what I say. And that's another reason why I want to read this, is because it provides a different perspective. And I don't want to get stuck in one perspective either. So without further ado, we're going to get into it. It's a long one, so buckle up. And it's got some stuff in it that some people isn't going to want to hear, but it needs to be read. I'm pretty sure I never got the express permission, but it's so like obvious sock account meant to give information. There's no specifics on this person that I could ever identify them. And to me, it looks like it's kind of do whatever with this. I'm going to read it, see what happens. See if this person's right. Hi. Obviously, this is a sock account. I'm a nobody. But my other account is my main that I use for YouTube, Twitter, DLive, Discord, etc. I'm not looking to dox myself because I have no dog in this fight other than truth. No problem. If you want to remain anonymous, please actually make anonymous accounts if you want to type here too, by the way. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut off from this, but yeah, if you feel like you don't want to be identified, because for what I'm getting is that anybody who's identifiable seems to get a message from like someone from these inner circles that are in these chats. So think about that. There's a reason why they're looking at it, and that will be revealed as well. I'm getting more information. I just need the permission to talk about it. But this one right here is quite obvious. I won't send out anything if it's like not anonymous unless I get permission. Okay, or if someone is clearly there's something that looks like there's being hidden. So if you send me anonymously, I don't ask any questions, and I'll read this out if I think that this is cogent with my observations. So I'll keep going. My main account gets out there, the flying monkeys, as you call them, and for those that are just tuning in with that, I'm talking about the people that narcissists send after, any inner circles of people. Will, as you call them, he says, will come after me again, which they've done every time I've had difficult questions for them. My opinion of John Canada, aka John 514, and now John 438, is that he's either TMF, a TMF fanboy or another, slightly larger channel in TMF's orbit, LARPing as a smaller content creator. Now, that's his opinion, you know. One thing I will say is 514 and 438 are the area codes for Montreal. So it's easy to find. Doesn't really tie you to Montreal by any means. He does have a small YouTube channel of his own, but has said he doesn't upload much. Now, allow me to be cynical here. But if he were simply a listener of Jeff's who found out that he passed at the same time as everyone else, and then conveniently discovered that his URL had coincidentally expired within days of his passing, why wouldn't he scoop that up for himself? That's a great question. And 1 second, just before I continue, it's such long lines. It's it is pretty long. And I just want to get it so that I'm not stopping every 2 seconds when I have to go down the line, okay? Okay, I'm going to pick it back up. I apologize because it was a long one too, and I kind of like stopped in the middle. Now, allow me to be cynical here, but if you were simply a listener of Jeff's who found out that he passed at the same time as everyone else, and then conveniently discovered that his URL had coincidentally expired within days of his passing, why wouldn't he scoop that up for himself? He's a self-admitted small YouTuber. I'm not a YouTuber, but I'll admit, if I had independently made that discovery, I probably would have purchased it. There are a few potential reasons anyone who merely listened to him might do this. Off the top of my head, I'd think of doing it to ensure that nobody else got it, considering he's just a small YouTuber who came upon the info fairly easily. Other would be to ensure that I'm gonna have to like use my thumb, ensure that nobody with nefarious intentions purchased it with intentions on posthumously sullying Jeff's character or using it to rope in new people by pretending he was still alive, but no longer creating YouTube content. Lastly, knowing how popular Jeff was, he could have purchased it with intentions of selling it to the highest bidder. These are great plausibilities, plausibilities indeed. So yeah, quickly went through this as fast as I could in between things that I had to do, but I think we need to kind of digest this. That would give, yeah, that's a great idea for a great reason that would explain why they wouldn't want to prove Jeff's death, right? That one kind of rings a bell, knowing some of the people that are in question. Okay, so moving forward, are some of these reasons gross? Yes, but that's human nature, being that money is somewhat essential to this existence. Coincidentally, he turns out to be the person who made the call to the coroner and the funeral home, both in Quebecois French. Both calls in Quebecois French. The calls that TMF and nobody else had copies of, and that he told John not to release. Oh. Uh-oh. That sounds interesting. I've been in touch with people from that area who have vetted those calls as sounding authentic. And personally, I think they sound authentic as well. The person has an authentic Quebecois French accent. I also believe that those calls could have and should have been released immediately with Jeff's last name redacted. Absolutely. And you know why? It could have given the funeral home so that you could confirm the details for yourself. He probably goes on to say this. This would have put most people's questions to bed. They didn't need to be translated, as those seeking truth were and are able to find ways to have them independently translated and vetted. So I, too, have many questions about this person's identity. Who is John Canada? That's the question of the week. I think it's starting to become. I'm not even kidding. I'd still be very leery of anyone who is contacting, claiming to be related to Jeff. And I'm assuming this was in regards to David. From all appearances, family members can, will, and are being imitated at this point. That may be to interject alternative narratives, but most likely to bolster the official narrative that has been presented by Jeff's so-called friends. I think that this is a plausible explanation. It could be. I don't think that's off the table just yet either. And it challenges my viewpoint, especially when I'm speaking to the person. But I must admit that this would be cogent to happen. And this is the one and only contact that went to me directly, stating to be family. And it was done on YouTube. Listen, this is where I am. I'm not saying that it's true, because I will explain it a little bit later, because it kind of gets brought up later on. So I'll get into it then. But for now, we'll just keep reading. And I think, yeah, possibly. Because what I read, it goes back and forth. This is possible. and definitely worthy of consideration. I know from communication within these circles that prior to Jeff's listeners happening upon Jeff's father's obituary, Grace was already telling people that Jeff's father passed away from an aneurysm. This was how she explained his inner circle, so readily knowing Jeff's cause of death. This is how she explained. Did I miss? I'll read it again, just make sure. This was how she explained his inner circle, so readily knowing Jeff's cause of death. Okay. Oh, kitty. Hi. After his father's obituary started making the rounds, that story was altered a bit. Seemingly, and I can't vet this. If people can vet this, this is why we share this info, so it can be vetted. That story was altered a bit, seemingly to gain back the credibility that was lost upon the fact being laid bare that his father's stated cause of death was cancer. The current version of this story is Grace spoke directly with C, the mother of Jeff, fairly quickly after Jeff's passing, who told her that her father battled cancer, but ultimately succumbed to an aneurysm. An aneurysm, after a lengthy battle with cancer, is an entirely different monster than an aneurysm of unknown origin, given that we, the proles, had been told not to contact his family, specifically because they did not approve of his work, and most of us, with any modicum of decency, did not. I find it odd that the family member who contacted you seems to be giving you the same information that Grace has been secretly seeking or leaking through her merry band of misfits. If we are to believe that Jeff's family basically disowned him due to his work, why would his mother so readily speak to the most commercially viable member of this strange circle of people whom he surrounded himself with? This is a question that I can't answer. I don't know. And these are great questions. These are very, very good questions. It's worse. And this is where this might start pushing some buttons. And I'm going to decide to read it because I don't know if it's true. And I don't know who this person is. It is anonymous. And I've always said that we go by facts. And if we can, or at least what we can find to be as close as fact, but we start with hypotheses. Maybe it's true. Can we replicate it? I wonder. I will document it. If I can replicate it, I will document it. You have my word. I'm not sure what to make of all this. But being that Grace appears to be the emotional equivalent of a bank vault, with a heart of stone, whom Jeff was excitedly, even emotionally, pushing and promoting in the past year, it all seems strange. Although I'm no fan of Camille, I do agree with your assessment that she does seem to be the most authentic person in that circle, and also the one who had the most emotional in-stream connection with Jeff. I think that if Camilla were to speak with anyone from Jeff's circle, I misread this. If Jeff's mom were to speak from anyone from Jeff's circle, Camille, it was right next to each other. Camille would have been her first choice. But from the get-go, we see that Camille was defaulting to Grace with everything. Let me read that again, just because I know I messed that up bad. I think that if Jeff's mom were to speak from anyone from Jeff's circle, Camille would have been her first choice. But from the get-go, we see that Camille was defaulting to Grace with everything. Camille has not been around as long as many of the others, but again, she has the authenticity that most of the others lack. She also seemed genuinely concerned when he was a no-show, whereas the others were telling his listeners not to worry. And there was nothing odd about him showing or not showing for a scheduled live. He always showed for a scheduled live. From what I remember, he never ducked out on a show. He might have been like perfectly on time a bit, but never like, I don't think he ever missed one. I guess what I'm hung up on is that I don't believe anything that Grace has presented in regards to Jeff's passing and her supposed contact with his mother. But how then does it so accurately line up with what his other family member is relaying to you, me? Either Grace is legit as this family member, or both are not. I'll get into that more, but let's finish it. It's very difficult for most of us to believe anything that comes from Grace, even if a broken clock is correct twice a day, and thus difficult to believe that you're in contact with a true relative. I apologize for the length of this email, but this was the only way I felt able to convey all of this to you. Thank you, an avid listener. An avid listener. Interesting. There's one more, and I accidentally didn't put it in. Sorry about that. I might buffer, and it's got to be read out verbatim. This is not me saying it. I might buffer. But this is kind of like the big one that I would like to know. I would like to know if this is true. Let's see what comes first. Maybe I should have just read the whole thing from the phone, but it wasn't so long. I had to like break it up into paragraphs. Just one sec. Yeah, I got the yes from that person too. So I had a feeling it wasn't going to be a problem. Okay. So I'm going to read this part. Okay, I'm guessing that came from a big buffer. Guys, if you want to chat about this, my guess is go grab a Sock Puppet account and come by and chat. Because it needs to get out, I think. We'll see anyways. Maybe I'm wrong. But I think that we don't necessarily agree on everything, as we saw. This person that sent me something, and I will address this now in a moment, but this thing needs to be said the most. Also, people have been threatened not to mention Grace's name and are very afraid of that info being shared. Why? This is the first time I've heard that. I wonder if it's true. Are we not supposed to talk about Grace? I'll talk about Grace, what I see right now, just to see if this works. Just to see if this works. I want to see what happens. Grace, like I said before, writes better than a journalist. To the point where I think that she might even have a little understanding in neurolinguistics. And one thing that I saw in her writing, especially with the obituary with Jeff, it seemed like a prim and perfect, not her obituary, it's not, I mean, her eulogy, I guess, to Jeff on Twitter. It looks perfectly written, but not a drop of soul in it, man. Not a drop of pure, real. Can I judge someone's hearts? No, but I can see there was nothing specific about something that was great with Jeff. It was like how you write the perfect cookie cutter eulogy. It was perfect. There was a narrative that needed to be written down, and that was what the focus was about. You know, don't bother the family. It would be abhorrent if you asked these kind of questions. I got all of that from that email. And it seemed like it was very well done, like very meant, to get something done. But not much emotion. And I'm wondering about that. It's been burning at me. And this is the first time now I've heard, and I'll read it again. Let's see what happens. Also, people have been threatened not to mention Grace's name and are very afraid of that info being shared. Why? I don't know. Now, again, this is an anonymous source. Could be anyone. Could be what in my front on the front page of this one. This could be anything, anyone. But a lot of it is cogent. A lot of it is cogent. I think our differences come down to maybe just difference of observance. Well, I haven't had a lot of time to think about it, but I certainly will. Am I getting a true family? When I think that there's 2 pictures so far. One that he's able to reproduce, and I gotta tell you, that smile looks very much like Jeff. But we're talking a 5-year-old. I'll see what I can do. Get more pictures of different ages. See if I can get that. Try and get a little bit more verification, because if it's both on the same year, if that's I guess my source of this being verified, then I need to double check that. So thank you for the check. That is a good point. Now, one thing I did want to address and maybe bring one up is either Grace's. I'll read this part out. Guess what I'm hung up on is I don't believe anything that Grace has presented in regards to Jeff's passing and her supposed contact with his mother. But how then does it so accurately line up with what the cousin is relaying to me? Either Grace is legit as is this family member, or both, or not. So that's one point. Forgive me if I'm missing something. I don't quite sure where we get to that conclusion. Either it's all true or none of it is true, or all of them are telling the truth or none. Grace might be telling some truth. Remember, it's not about, when you're pushing a narrative, it's not about truth, right? So if I miss something there, please let me know in reply, and I'll pass this on I'll reply to them about this. But I think that it's possible. That doesn't necessarily discount that. And I find the messages that were sent to me quite cogent with his character. One that I wasn't getting from anybody else. And were much closer to my dealings with him than any other narrative that I had seen. And I think there's a lot more to what Derek says. I'm not sure how much that Anonymous has seen, like what I read of today. I think this actually came in earlier that day. Let me see. Came in yesterday, or earlier today, but I don't have the time anymore. Sorry about that. So yeah, we can work on that. I think that's actually that's a great point. I'll get into a little bit more verification. See if I can get some photos of when he's a little older. You know what I mean? But is he right? Is he right about this John Canada thing? Is it someone in Redpill Circle? I don't know. I think so. I think that it is someone in Redpill Circle. And I'm seeing more, and I'm waiting on verification to say this, but I'm seeing more evidence that TMF is trying to message people that show up in these chats. And I've never seen him actually comment here. But I know how this stuff works. I know how Jeff acted when he had people going after him, or whatever you want to call it. When people were criticizing him and doing the troll accounts and stuff. I remember that inner circle way. No wonder. So I don't know what you guys think about that. Let's see in the chat. I haven't really been looking. Just one sec. It has been a quiet chat. I want to know what you guys think about that. But again, this is interesting stuff. So we have Son of Perdition with an ellipsis, solely an ellipsis. Now, I think I was reading that earlier. But you're good. This is also strange. The curse of the internet. Oh yeah. Listen, I know a lot of people think they're coming here for truth, but it's just the next layer of the onion. And I think many of us can do well to remember that. Let that digest, and we'll be releasing these as well. And if you guys have any more information on this kind of stuff, I will post this here now. 1 sec. I'll let you guys. Just 1 sec. I think some of this stuff does need to be explained to the public, because this is the stuff they don't want you to talk about. Are people trying to make money off of Jeff's work? In my opinion, yes. People are trying to profit in some way. Is it necessarily money? Well, money is like a really good means to an end. So like people like that. No, it's cool. Don't worry about the fact there's not much chat, because this is kind of sketchy stuff. Sketchy stuff, man. But I do, but also bear in mind that they do want to try and silence you as well. So work your ways around that. So if you have sock puppets and things like that, these would be times. If you want to talk about these things and you don't want to have these things tied to your name, and you just want it to be about the truth itself, the discussion itself, I recommend maybe starting one of those up and coming to the chats in those accounts. That way you can say whatever you want. There's no targeting, because it looks like anybody who questions these people gets targeted. I think I proved it with me, or at least given pretty good evidence. And we'll see how far that goes. We'll see how far that goes, and I'll let you guys know. If you think this is important, considering we're looking at people maybe getting targeted like Jeff, and that I do believe. That I do believe. I know he was pressured in many different ways. This is stuff you got to know, guys. So I do ask you, if you think this is important information, to press like. Make sure that it can snowball to enough people. You can always upload this information as well. We'll give it a moment. Oh yeah, sorry, I meant to answer that. I do think people are trying to profit. I think someone, I think you got to think about like the motives for this. Number one, it's at a perfect time to cause confusion in the truth community, instead of looking at psyops and the clown world that we're living in right now. This is a great time to keep everybody in limbo that was loyal to, I guess, loyal, you could say, to one of the most passionate people on YouTube. He kind of really had so much loyalty that he kind of captured the hearts of a lot of people. And his loss was a big one to many people, and they were left with only questions. And you had a group of people that seemed to be at the top echelon of this this truth movement or something, that was withholding information and telling you to either stop questioning things, or you're going to be someone who's seen as like a stalker of their family or something like that, when you never needed to bother the family. All these people had to do was release, especially what this person said. This is a point that I don't want to, I need to say this again. I got to repeat this, right? He, just 1 sec, sorry. Where is it? One sec. Weird. But this person, anyway, I'll just paraphrase what they said. He said that they could and should have released that call. And this is exactly where I agree, because you would have been able to then contact the verifiable sources on your own. And these people don't just speak French, you know, like maybe in like, you know, somewhere out in the boons of Quebec, these places are not going to have any English speakers, but not in West Montreal. Okay, that's more English than French over on that side. So like, yeah, there was many ways if they had just done their jobs and been a bunch of like actual truth content creators, if you want to say it, or at least they were trying to act as one, they would have released that call. And if they were worried about the last name of Jeff getting out, it was already out. Everybody knew it was out. That has been around here for a while. And if they weren't sure of it before, you can then verify it. All you had to do was just search. Or apparently these people don't know how to do that, but apparently Grace had like all of this in like all of these information slow dripping to you guys. What is with this? What's with this? What's going on? What's going on here? Like I love that picture. That is the title picture of this video, the thumbnail. Like I come back to this truth room. Some people are asking me to come and see if they can have some answers. Real people that I remember, along with other people that I didn't know, and they were like, "I'm looking for answers." And I come back and it's like a big CIA. He's like, "Yeah, man, I can barely look at it." I'm like, "Oh, my eyes are burning, man." What's going on here? What is happening? So yeah, I will take a little moment, but trying to usurp his ID, that's another that's another thing. So Jeff had a lot of loyalty. If you're a narcissist, you want loyalty above all else. Narcissistic, yeah, they sucked me right back in. That could be a psyop of his own. Who knows, right? What a great, they're giving us a good show, if that's the case. They're giving us a good show. But yeah, I think that people like Redpill and TMF are trying to basically associate themselves as like the heir of Jeff. So I don't know if you know, but Redpill apparently has he has TMF's website, or he has freeradiorevolution.com. He has that now. And that's what they were talking about here. And like John Canada, who is John Canada? Who if I can go on a venture to say it was way too stalkerish to be talking about all those family names and some of that email that he sent me last. Yeah, he finds this website unregistered days after his death, and then days after Jeff's death, and basically says that TMF's the heir of that. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, who is John Canada? And do we know for sure that he's on that call? I was just actually talking about this earlier because I was saying, like, you know, I'm probably not going to get a conversation with this guy on Hangouts in French because I can speak it. So I'm wondering like what's going on. I don't speak it very well anymore, but enough to be able to pick out whether this guy is the voice on that call, definitely. And I'm saying that wouldn't happen. I would love for it to happen. I got some real questions here now, man. I got some real questions from other people besides me too. And if you have any information like this is where the email comes in handy. Okay, do it anonymously. It's okay. And you don't have to send anonymously either. And you don't want me to say names, let me know. And if you don't want me to read it out, let me know. But people might feel a little bit silent here, and that's okay. I get that. You don't have to like feel bad. I don't feel lonely if you don't talk, because this stuff is intense. There's a reason why there's 24 people here at the moment. Okay. If this was nothing, there would be 10 or under at this time of the night. They're waiting to see if anybody's talking. Well, guess what? People are talking. You're getting my Newfie accent now. It's getting a little too late. People are talking, and they're talking to me on email. And the things I'm hearing are not good. And they involve Redpill and other people basically targeting anybody who criticizes them. And not just like those who criticize, but those who speak here in this chat. Like if he knows you, he'll give you a shout. Yeah. And he'll be like, I wanted to talk to you anyways. things like that. And he's done it with many people, many people. Okay, so that'll come out too. And if you'd like to add to that and you want to do it anonymously, just say, hey, here's my story. If you want to send me the Discord, like the, what do you call it? Pictures on Discord, if this is happening to you. You can block out your what do you call it? Your name, things like that. Just show me, show me that it's him. That's all I need to see. Things like that. I'll read them out. We'll see if this starts adding up. See what happens, man. It's time to start really, really exposing what's going on here, because I can't let you guys go without giving out a strong warning of what I'm seeing, and things have gotten worse since I left. Things have gotten worse since I left. Clarification sent. Boom. I did get the yes after. So just one sec. Okay, yeah. I meant that the information that you are receiving from Jeff's relative seems to be the same information that Grace has been leaking from the start. So this is something to think about. It is. Have I been fooled? Have I been fooled? I'm not letting my ego get in the way of this. I'm not letting my ego in the way of this. Remember, I did say she was a brilliant propagandist as well. A brilliant propagandist. She would be my choice to send that info torpedo. She would be my choice. It's a good, I will certainly ponder it. I'm not saying I agree with it, okay? And, but I will definitely remove any filters I can and think it over, compare it, because it certainly seems plausible to me. I haven't been able to, I'm trying to, work out all the kinks on this. And it could very well be, Grace. Very well be. Whoo. Grace. What are you doing to this community? Who are you? Who knit ya, as we say here? Who knit ya? Who made ya? Who put you here? It's probably the more correct question. I don't know if it's going to snowball. I don't know. I'm pushing a button right now. And we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens. We got silence. So lots of people in here, and that's okay. Don't worry. You don't have to talk. Who's going to break the silence? Who is our, should I remove the hides on some of the zero accounts? See what happens. This is crazy stuff, man. This is what you deal with in the undercurrents. It won't take long. If you start asking real questions, if you make content, you start asking real questions and you start catching enough people's attention, it doesn't have to be much. Remember, like a lot of those channels, like the Camille's, myself, we were picked up at 200-300. These people search for people like us, right? We're kind of like we're kind of their currency in a way, like new subscribers. So trust me, you'll get swept up real quick. You'll see it for yourself. Grace. That's a good name to pick too, isn't it? Grace, like hope or charity. I think if I were to have a girl sock puppet, I'd be Charity. That's what I would do. If I wanted to cause nefarious things and lull you into submission, I think Charity. It's got commanding at the beginning. It's cacophonic. But the arity, it's ethereal. Commanding yet ethereal. That is a good dualistic mix as well. But grace, I could settle for grace. Charity might be a little bit too much. Might be a little bit too much. Oh, you're gonna wanna go back, Chud Girl or Cheat Girl. I failed at reading again today. I don't seem to be a good reader. I got to be honest. That's one thing I've always noticed. I wonder if there's something that ever stunted me like that. I've never been like a one that can read a full article and not like slip up a million times. I remember doing like eulogies even back in the day, and like for like, you know, older relatives or something like that, and I could barely read what I wrote down. Man, I wish I'd like saved like the early auto expositors as well, because I would do one takes for the most part. I just would like to have a good solid line of audio, just one, so that I can put it up to pictures real quick and get it out. But I would fail many times, and I would screw up so often, and I'd have to like restart again. And I don't know how many, it could even be hours, where I just like spent my head on my elbow on my desk being like, I'm a failure at reading. Yeah. I'll read a couple things. What'd you miss? We got an anonymous email talking about anybody who talks about grace gets threatened. And anybody who talks about that is afraid to talk about it again. So I'm going to record my observations on that going forward. That's what I'm going to be doing. Is John the John 514 in Discord? He's the one who made the call to the morgue. John, that makes sense, because in that email, someone said John 514. I know him as John 438 through the email that he sent me. These numbers are the area codes of Montreal. So it's either somebody who is really close to Montreal and would be so close to Montreal that they would put their area code, which we do that here with 709, but that's neither here nor there. Or it's somebody that wants you to think he's from Montreal and puts that in their name. Or there's other things as well. I remember the Ottawa days and the Beef with Jeff, the good old days. Yeah, like I said, I came back and the glow is just too strong, man, too strong. But we'll see. But yeah, I do think Jedos Granda, that is whom it is. Whomst. John Canada. Who is John Canada? I mean, who really knows who John Canada is? Who is John Canada? And why does everybody freak out when I ask this question? Who is John Canada? Why did that happen? Yeah, I think he's right about the red pill thing too. It's either red pill or somebody close to red pill on a deal or something like that. Can I do another video on logical fallacies? You remember that? I broke down some media articles. Yeah, man. You know what? I will. Thank you, man. I really appreciate your appreciation. I'm gonna take a quick break. We're at that hour mark right now. All that just was quite uplifting, I gotta say. Did I miss anything else? Billy Goat's Lab Mouse. Oh, Anonymous. Wow, you're back. It's good to see you. We have Of Night, Sister of Night. That made me laugh. I was thinking somebody's going to fart in the back row. Hey, man. I understand. This is some heavy stuff, but not that many people are leaving. They're looking. They're like, someone gonna do it? Who's doing it, man? I am too. I'm telling you. I don't know what's going on here. Patricia Gaylord. I guess it's Gaylord. Did you meet Jeff C in person? Is the guy playing the guitar really Jeff? Yes and yes. I met him once, and unmistakable, the guy playing the guitar is Jeff. That's Jeff. That is definitely Jeff. So, but you know, I mean, I think if you go through that channel, it's Black Dog Brunsey. If you go through that, you're gonna hear there's ones where his voice is in there. You're gonna be able to match it. You're like, you can do that on your own. You don't need to take my word for it. Go through that channel. He plays a mean guitar, and he hid that. He hid that well. He wanted to keep those separate, that's for sure. And although he was musical with us, it was more like strummy songs and stuff like that. He's a good picker. Like I felt jelly. I could never learn how to pick a guitar. I was always just like, I could only strum. And it's not how you strum guitar either. It's probably why. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back. Let's see. Let's see if I can get some. I guess I swiped over to the mainstream media news on my phone, and it's so laughable. Ah, the COVID! Ah, COVID! Ah. Or Salvi Corsica song. Or maybe this is the song that I heard, or this is as I'm like looking at the screen coming back from the Twitter. Maybe it's this song that I was hearing while I was looking at that screen. This is the sound of the glow. The sound of the glow. Maybe you guys might pick up on this.
All of our burgers are made with
Okay,
grass-fed
not the
beef.
A&W guy.
Outstanding. It's always been good, but now it's top notch.
And it's delicious.
Restaurants have always been there for you. A place to celebrate, to take a first date, to grab a meal between soccer practice and piano. And even though tables are empty at the moment, the kitchens are full, prepping everything so it's just right, keeping customers safe. Keeping the food as delicious
By the way, if anonymous person is still in here, please let me know, because I missed a golden opportunity to discuss this. if they wish to speak here. I was thinking about that. So, what do we got here, guys? Ooh, it's lighting up. It's lighting up. Listen, you might not get this in many other channels yet. I think this is going to start spreading. I'm going to say it. If you think this needs to be seen, if you think this needs to be heard, I'm actually going to leave this chat, I think, for the most part, since most people aren't talking too much yet. Unless I see something here, there was a conversation starting to happen, they try to disrupt it. That could be probably more plausible. So we're going to start going through the chat here now. What did I miss, Avidan? I don't know. What did I miss? What did I miss? I'm kind of interested to see what I'm about to read. Here we go. After the logical fallacies and Jeff C in person, we've done that. We've seen that. He never admitted how well he played. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He didn't show it off. He did say, I think he said that he was like a bigger channel, and I don't think he was. He's got a good bit of views, though. That's for sure. That's for sure. It wasn't really like a huge, like Fret Killer back in the days and stuff like that. Yeah, we're gonna say it again. This thing just keeps getting weirder and weirder. That much I know. Yeah, I'm right there with you. But yeah, if you want this to spread, hit the like button. Get this a snowball, and you can always chop up whatever you want. I don't care. You send it out, whatever I have to say, and you can attack me if you want on your own channels. And all that stuff doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Please do it. Please do it. Just get this information out. We really need to talk about his taste in music. Oh, well, Chi. Okay, well, I tell you what, maybe you should send me some stuff that is, the reason why I play some of the older stuff is usually they don't have copyright on them. As soon as I played that Imagination one, it was like, ding! So, yeah, that's what's going on there. So let me know if you got some music that I know I can play, and I'd be happy to do so. Yeah, I'll look into it, no problem. We have Jeto Scronda saying, he's just somebody from Canada who identified Jeff's name from a video shared. Okay, well, all the answers are. Oh, sorry, it's not finished. So he saw it on a URL Jeff shared screen. So with that info, he tried to call the morgue. He is genuine Jeff's listener. He even wrote this on Patreon somewhere in November. So what? So what? What does that matter? To be, and I'm not. Listen, I'm not dismissing what you're saying. Okay, like I'm not saying like, oh, is it garbage? But I just think about it. Think about it. What does it matter if he wrote on Patreon somewhere in November? What does that mean? Things can be manipulated. Okay, we got to also bear that in mind. Just like I'm bearing it in mind with the emails from David. They could be manipulated. We got to be careful. We got to be careful, myself included, but all of us, absolutely. Yeah, no, I don't think that really settles it. He's just some guy from Canada. I don't think so. I don't think so. Dr. Mengele. Sketchy name, dude. That's a Nat sock name, isn't it? We have is this Jewish or some Muslim call to prayer? No, that is a Jesuit. That is a Jesuit song. That is called Dio Salvi de Regina, I think. Let's see. I'll get you the name of the song. I used it for the opening of Talking Jesuits of that one episode I did. Maybe I'll continue that. Dio vi salvi Regina. And I can't pronounce Latin, so or Corsican maybe. It's a song closely related to Corsica and the Jesuits that are there. And it's a chanting song. It's a big song within the Jesuit circles. But, kind of close. Kind of close. Some people would argue closer than others would argue. This is some morbid shizzle, I'll just say. Who died? Jeto, I think you know I know who you're talking about. He warned Jeff through Patreon that if what he saw was real, was Jeff's real name, he might be looking forward to conceal it and re-upload it. I'm not 100% sure what that's referring to. but we'll leave it at that. Thank goodness an ad. It's okay. Can someone post Jeff C songs? I have a couple on this channel. I think if you look up Jeff C music, that's what a lot of people found. A lot of my, like, a resurgence that I got in views or whatever that I was looking in the analytics came from people searching stuff like that, and a playlist. I think they even have, there's people that have made playlists and stuff like that. So take a look. And also his channel, his music channel is Black Dog Brunsey. If you just go Black Dog Music, even, I think you'll get that. Go to Jeff's other YouTube channel; they're all there. Yeah, and but he did, like, not all of the, not the truther stuff. So that is one thing. But I think you can actually look up Jeff C music and you'll get that. Dr. Manglake comes back. I need to make sure, I got to be a little careful about. I'll just say little hats. Jesuits are crypto little hats anyway, so it's half right. I have not seen proof of this yet. I have seen the assertion that Ignatius Loyola was a Marrano, but I don't see proof yet. No, I don't see that, or not proof, but I don't see anything more than speculation. I don't think it has been ruled out, though. Okay, so I will say that, but I'm not going to go definitively either way. I remember him talking about this back on Jeff's live chat. I'm just saying that I think John is genuine Jeff fan. That's all. Okay, so that's fine. You're posting it now as your opinion. I just need to clarify that, because the way it came through, you're like, Jeff is, or sorry, this person is just that. So no, I don't accept that he is just that. No, I can't do that. Can't do that. But what I can do is that your opinion is your opinion. You're more than welcome to it. I don't know. I don't know if he was really that close to Jeff. I think he, or like that avid of a listener, just like a genuine full listener, there may have been, might have known something about the feuds between him and Redpill, and maybe that wouldn't have been like the first call. I don't know. No, I don't think that's proven. I don't think it's proven. I don't think we know who this person is. I don't think we've proven that's him on the call. Although I would like to be proven wrong, absolutely, if I am. Yeah, we're going to hold off on giving the wrenches from the next little bit. I tell you what you can do is you can post it in the comment section. It ends up getting automatically held, I know, but I also go through comment section every day. So it should show up. I obviously don't have you hidden. So yeah, put it in the comments and I'll approve it. But I'm holding off on the wrenches just for the next little bit. Just for the next little bit. Mark Sutliff says thanks, and I'm guessing referring to the Jeff C songs. Yep, no problem, and certainly, yep, post it there, and I'll get to it when I can. It won't be right away, but if I can get away with this being a shorter episode, because I want the message loud and clear. What's going on with Grace? Is it actually, like, am I not supposed to be talking about this? What's going to happen if I do? If I say that someone's saying that if you talk about Grace, you get threatened. What's this about? What is this about? What is this about? And as I continue to push the buttons about Redpill or TMF, for all the flack I'm getting, I'm also getting emails of people confirming my suspicions, or at least saying that I experience or I observe the same thing, and he is messaging me personally. So maybe I can leave it at one other thing. Redpill, why are you trying to message everybody that talks in this chat? Why are you a coward? Why? What do you want to hide? You haven't sent me a message. I don't think I have you blocked. Actually, I checked it. I don't have you blocked. I probably have some of your sock puppets blocked. Maybe some of your inner circle blocked. But I've never gotten a message from you. You're welcome to leave the message down here. And I think if you're messaging these people, And I think you've been doing a lot of it. And I think more and more people are going to start talking about it too. Why do you go to them and not just straight to me? It's not straight to me. Because I don't bother to go to your channel. I don't bother to go to your channel because I know how you manipulate things. I know how you manipulate things. And I won't play your game over there. But I promise I won't block you. If you post down there and you can explain why you keep messaging many people that post in my chat, whether it's here or in the other chats, how do you know that these people are doing it? What's the correlation here? It was minutes after multiple people now. Multiple people. So you don't know. I'm sure you've done it to many others that haven't said anything. So you don't know who it is. And you won't know when they keep sending it in. Now, I'm not going to say any names. Don't be a coward, Redpill. Don't be a coward. That's all I'm saying. I'll talk to you. But I think you won't do it. I think you won't do it because I'm going to ask you the questions. Why do you think that you should have had that website? You're going to do it in his image. Why did this take weeks to say? Why did that phone call take weeks to come out? Why couldn't you just like have put this all over? Put people's mind at ease. Give them closure. And who is John Canada? How do you know John Canada? Just little things like that. I'm sure you have a pre-lined like answer for all of them too, and I would love to hear them. I would love to hear them. What you won't get out of me is the same kind of fight that you give with Jeff. And I think you're afraid of that. And that's why you message the people who are talking. That's why you message the people who want to chat in these things and not me. It's because you're afraid to face me. I'm not afraid to face you. But you don't show your face. So. I mean, who's Redpill? Who's John Canada? Who's Redpill? I mean, who are these people that want to call other people disgusting for wanting answers? Who are these people that call you shills and trolls because you've had information withheld from you, but that you could easily verify on your own had they just leaked this call? But they had to have that call for a certain amount of weeks, and chronologically, it just happens to coincide with the website and taking the website for your own, which is, you admitted then. And when you started getting flack, apparently there was a hospital visit at which you cried and made a video of it, and that's no longer on your website or no longer on your channel. What's going on here? Why is this so cogent with someone incurring narcissistic injury? Now, are we gonna have another hospital visit? Is this what's gonna happen? Is this the next video we get to look forward to? Or are you going to actually start answering some questions, some real questions about why you're targeting people who talk here, but you never show your face? It's because you're here all the time and you can't stop watching. I know how this works. And your inner circle might not even know it. They may not have clued into it yet. But if anybody from his inner circle, I don't know them too well, but I'm sure it exists. Is he disappearing? Is he disappearing for hours and hours? Just weird, out of nowhere over the past, I don't know, week or so? And is he getting you to come at me, or not just me, but many other people, come at anybody who's criticizing him, but he himself seems MIA? Well, I'll tell you a little hint on what's going on there. He's getting you to do his dirty work for him. But he doesn't want you to know that he's doing it as well. Many of you, unlike him, will start seeing the futility of this situation, and you won't want to continue. You'll see that there are better things to do with your time. He cannot come to that realization, and that's why he knows he has to hide that part from you. And this is why he's MIA a lot. It's because he can't stop thinking about people that criticize him. So I think you're in here now. This is your time of night. There's a reason why I do these at nighttime. And I'm wondering, when are you going to man up? Stop being a coward. Stop targeting whom I think predominantly even, well, no, I've had what seems to be male and what seems to be female as well. You're targeting the men and women in this chat room. But you can't face me. And we'll have a call. I won't cut you off or anything like that. You can say whatever you want. Say whatever you want. But I'm going to be asking questions you won't like, and that's why this is not going to happen, is it? It's never going to happen. Incoming hospital visit to explain absence or something of that sort. Personal emergency is a good one too. Personal emergency. You don't have to really answer for anything. But I heard, for the same reason, the personal emergency is the absolute worst excuse to give to your work. They believe it the least out of all of them. So I got a feeling that, okay, nice. I got a John Canada 4910 of this video. Maybe I can open this up, see what's up.
All right, we should be live now.
Oh.
And it is 6.
Just 1 sec. Sorry.
Here.
This is Jeff C. Live channel at 4910.
In Eastern Rainbow Unicorn Land. I've already got a couple people in the
Rainbow Unicorn
here in
Land.
a sec. Blade Runner and Rose, thank you.
Is this him?
Seen anything like this, right? It's
No, this is a Jason. This isn't
societal
him, right?
transformation.
No, man. Yeah, I mean, most people like us could tell something was coming soon, the way
That's
things
so
were
weird.
headed. But
1 second.
the
Oh,
way
maybe I
this
didn't get
all
that
hit,
far.
well, I mean, that
Good old
first
phones.
got laid off
Be
sometime
safe.
in March. It was like I never ever would have thought it.
Or I thought actually talking, right? So to hear your voice. You know.
Ah.
Brilliant, man. What? Under the circumstances of the particular.
Good old phones. I think I picked up on a little Quebecer accent, that's for sure.
Here. So let's see, I'll bring you in. Hey, John, are you there?
Hey, what's up, man? I was just brushing my teeth. Just saw that you entered me in now.
Oh, I can come back to you if you wanted.
That's all right. I just finished up right now, actually.
Okay, cool.
Yes, shit. I'm surprised. Never would have thought I'd actually be talking to you, man. It's to hear your voice and, talk to a human being.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's great to hear you. And do you want to reveal whereabouts you are? You can just say the state or the province.
I have to guess. Where do you think? With my little number.
Quebec, Montreal.
Yeah. Just probably on the other side of the island from the South Shore.
Oh, awesome!
I'm getting a little bit of a
you're
Longoy
obviously
accent.
seeing a lot of what I'm seeing.
Everything you see, man, I see it myself. I was super pissed when I heard about Barbie Barnes, one of my favorite places.
Yeah.
There were other spots like you're hearing about them popping out of nowhere, going out of business, and it's really sad. Like I'm lucky on the South Shore, a lot of it's been
Lucky.
pretty good, but
yeah, that's a Quebecer accent. It's a faint one. It's a faint one. He could be an Anglophone that is around enough French that it affects his accent. But I got a feeling that he's like predominantly French, maybe, but a really good English accent. Could be one or the other. So we got a person. We got a real person, guys. John 514. Who is John Canada? John Canada, if you're here, remember, you got a spot here too. I'm going to set this up now. This PC needs to get going so we can actually do some streaming. It's time to start. Thank you, Anonymous. You are the man or the woman. You are the moose, whatever. You are the person. Definitely Canadian, and yeah, I'm definitely hearing a little bit of francophone going on. I would love to know who John Canada is. Love to know who John Canada. Let's get him in. I want to listen to more of that. I'm going to, and I'm sure Anonymous, look up this. Hold on. Let's see. There we go. Jeff C. Live Patreon show discussion 5 months ago. It has 3.6 views. It's backwards to me, so I can't read it that well. And Jeff C. Live. Check it out. Check it out. I'll give it a like. Maybe it'll bump up a little bit more. Ooh. I would love to have a conversation with John Canada. I would love to be proven wrong about who this guy is. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. John, if you hear me, man, someone get this out to John, and I'll go find him too after this. Because if we have a real person, and that's not Redpill, I want to know what conversations, if we can know, if he would like to indulge this, I would love to hear it. Love to hear it. But what I won't do is give out personal information of what I'm getting. So why is he with Redpill? Why does he talk about? Ooh. He could be anyone. He could be anyone still. But the name John 514 is someone with a very slight hint of a Quebec accent. And it's so slight. It's so slight. You'd have to be pretty good at accents. I guess I could do that a little bit if I really tried, or if I really tried to sound like a Quebecois. I could do that when I'm speaking, but I feel like I'm overacting if I do that. So this guy is very, very faint. Very faint. So I would say most plausibly this guy is from, well, he's South Shore, Longueuil, in that place. That can be a little bit Englishy, Frenchy. It's a good mix there. Who is John Canada? Still the question of the week, and I thank you so much, Anonymous. Anonymous, you're here. Oh, you sent me more info. Oh, John Canada sent it to me then. Is it? John Canada, where are you, man? Come on. You didn't send it to me like just then, and you're not listening. Come on, John Canada. How do you know? Wait 1 second. Just make sure I'm not giving away too much. Oh, sorry. The person who sent it to me, nobody special. So there's nothing on that. This is an anonymous account. Make your own anonymous accounts so that you can send email, so that if I can release this info, it's already masked. So people are, wow, more people are sending stuff than I can even keep up at this point. Okay. Okay. You're okay if I read that, Anonymous? It's about being threatened. Here we go. And I appreciate everybody that, take these things. They come from anonymous sources. We need to be able to just be careful, but make them observances, and observe, don't react. Just wait for patterns. Just like we're saying. We're cool, Anonymous, for me to say that. I got a feeling it's okay. Well, I mean, the way you're saying, I shouldn't even act, the way you're saying it is really, I don't need that. I don't want to say the name of who is doing the threatening, but I feel like I have to. I know TMF is. So I know TMF is, but the other person is Black Cube, and I'm not the only one he's threatened. I don't know who Black Cube is. That isn't a cultic name, but that's kind of a kindergartner one. These guys always go at the kindergarten level. So, no, I know how to get a hold of TMF. It's by talking here. Trust me, Jetto. I know that I can get a hold of TMF at any point. I just have to go live. That's all I have to do. And maybe put in a name that relates to him. Let's not play any more games, okay? I'm not going to pretend that I don't realize that he doesn't show up in these and he can't handle criticism, and then that's what floods in the either flying monkeys or his own sock puppets. It's most likely a mix of both. I could almost guarantee it would be a mix of both if he has people around him. It's probably more likely it's just all his socks. Black Cube mystery. Well, Black Cube. I mean, whatever. Whatever. Oh, I can tell you this much? Sure, no problem. Sorry, I didn't mean to miss this, Jetto. I apologize. I only got the last thing there. My bad. There's just so much coming in at once. I can tell you this much. John 514 came to Jeff's Memorial Discord talking about how he knows Jeff's real name and talking about how he made the call. He wanted to speak with people who he can trust. My guess would be that Redpill scooped that up real fast. And then there's the element of because like what a lot of the times when he comes to people, it's not a threat, right? Like when he comes to it's a very nice thing. It looks like nice because he doesn't want to be shown to be not nice. So he will come and he's like, "Oh, I really want to talk to you." You know, it'll be like that. And there is the element of feeling special that someone large is coming to talk to you. Trust me, listen. And he's probably also going to say that, like, I just want like a bigger channel here. And it's not about that. It's not about that at all. And I really could care less. I mean, for all I know, he could have bought half those subs because his views are, you know, for someone who's here all the time, they're not much better than mine or has been here for years and years. So it's probably because he just hasn't been working much on his channel so much. He needs to get some loyalty somewhere else. And that sounds like that sounds like some juicy information to hold on to. And then an anonymous person told John to not. So John, listen to me, man. Listen to me. If you're listening, I promise I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I still want to know who John Canada is. I still want to know who he is. But there's a very good chance what we heard there, at least, and we can listen to more of it maybe, was he definitely sounded happy to meet Jeff for the first time. To me, it was either a pretty good act or it was the real deal. And I'm leaning towards the latter. Could be either. Yeah, Jetto, my bad, man. It's certainly not. It sounds like I'm trashing you here in these comments. I'm sorry about that, man. Yeah, no, it's we good. As long as you're good. My bad. Yeah. All right. John, come to me, man. If you think that you won't be used by this guy, if you're for real, if you think you won't be used by Redpill, you got another thing coming. But what you do have a true opportunity to do right now is tell us your experience with Redpill. Tell us your experience with Redpill. Are you hanging out with him a lot? Like, is he asking you to protect Jeff's family and stuff like that? Is that how that could have started? Has he asked you to do more than just protect Jeff's family? Has he asked you to protect Jeff's website and legacy? Then does he ask you to protect you? Would that explain why we're trying to get family names of Jeff? Even though you don't want family to be discussed in the first email or the first comment on my YouTube? This is getting juicy. Redpill and Grace, you got some answers. You got some answers to get to, and it's not just to me. It's to people that have believed your information control for or have been skeptical and been shamed for being skeptical, even if everything you say is true, which I highly doubt. Even if everything, you still have the answer for this information control. I think there's enough evidence I see from even before I got back here that people want to know what's going on in this movement. Is this a place that we can be free to information? Like, we keep thinking that YouTube and Google are the ones that are censoring, but who's really the censors here? Who are the watchers, and who are the watchers of these watchers? What is that Latin phrase? Who watches the watchers? We'll just leave it at that. No need to speak Latin, a language I don't know. But these are some good questions. Good questions indeed. Formerly known as Cube is his nickname on Discord, but Black Cube Mystery. Red Pill Revolution. Black Cube Mystery. Jetto, does this person have a voice identity? Oh, and then Dr. Mengele comes in. I tell you, Dr. Mengele comes in at some interesting times. And it always seems to have something to do with the little hats. Well, I guess it's in your name. You seem quite focused on them. It's in your display pic. But then again, that could be a troll account just to or a sock puppet. You seem to come in at some interesting times. I will say that. You could be real. Hey man, little hats. I mean, there are things to discuss about the little hats. Absolutely. I don't think that they're like the sole owners of the top echelon or something. You have a message. Okay, well, it's a derailing message, though, isn't it? I'm talking about how YouTube, let's just say, yeah, okay, the little hats are censoring, but do you really think that everybody that is trying to censor others is part of the little hat cabal? Do you really believe that? There's so many other explanations that, can go along with that. Your answer could be true, but I don't think it's the only answer here. It could be that, as well as many other things, which is probably more likely. So why do you only want to focus on little hats? It's quite interesting. But you can go ahead with your message. I want to go on with mine. So we always talk about Goebbels plus, and Goebbels, whatever, and YouTube and like all these different apps and all big tech censoring us. But what about little tech, man? What about people on their cell phones just operating for whatever reason? I think we have a much bigger problem than the ones that some people are just trying to say, no, it's just that. No, it's just that. And you got to ask yourself, why are they just like, oh, it's gotta be that. Okay, well, I think also this stops chat from being, that's probably what this is, why the chats don't go in. Is that what you're doing? Is this an account? Is this an account that if I keep it up, this will stop the live chat from staying up? Does anybody know anything about this? I'm not I haven't been a content creator in years. I don't know how it's developed. How is this what's going on here? This is how it stops all conversation from being reread afterwards? You just say these things and then that kind of shuts down the convo? I don't know if I'm onto something there. I don't know. It's interesting that the Internet Archive doesn't have anything about freeradiorevolution.com. Well, maybe not. Did you go to archive.today or archive.is? Try is. The Israeli one. just for this guy here. I think I've heard that archive.today has compromised its fight to keep everything archived. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Try archive.is as well. That's a separate database. Chicken X Legend. Nice name. Yeah, I'm back. It's nice to see you. Good to see you. It's been yeah, I've been back for a couple of weeks. Jeff's death is whatever's going on. I think he has passed. I think there's enough information now you can confirm with authoritative sources, namely the Kane Federally Funeral Home, and we know his last name. There's no need for me to keep saying it over and over. Haven't been on a stream since you watched Martin Luther. Now, ain't that something else? I don't think I mentioned this. I might have mentioned like a week ago or something in the chat, but yeah, I was just talking about Luther today, and that very like the Flashpoint scene when he was in that internet Wayback Machine. Yeah, so there's a Wayback Machine, which is like, I think that's been compromised now. So try archive.is. Maybe that's in there. Give it a try. But also you got to bear in mind too that a lot of people didn't go to his website. I didn't know he had a website. I don't think he did much with it. I think he did things like, through Patreon and things like that. So that was where he had most of his stuff. He probably should have did his video, or he probably should have done that. That's a good point. Can we rule out that it's never been a thing? Maybe. Well, according to what we've heard today, there appears to be people aside from the great doctor's theory that are trying to censor people. See, this is what I mean. They're trying to censor people that listen to Jeff or had questions. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Indeed. There's apparently people you can't question in this movement, or else there's going to be a big blow up of things. You nailed it. You nailed it. And listen, I got my email there. It's right there. Still 28 of you. What have you guys seen? What have you guys seen? If you can get proof, screenshots and things like that, and you can post those anonymously if you just take out your name. You can do it on your own, and we'll see if they're true. We'll see if is this happening to more people? It happened to Chi. Happened to other people. I know it. Yeah, we got some people infiltrating the movement is what's going on, and I don't think that's anything new, but I think we have people that are not for truth, and they're in big positions, I guess, here comparatively, and it's time to start exposing this, because you're not going to come to any truth in this world if you are getting it from a movement that's completely compromised. And I'm not saying that you could ever purge it all, because narcissism is human in nature, and that's not going anywhere. We're not going to save the world from narcissism. We are not saviors of the world. We know the savior of the world. And I'll make sure it's said. It's Jesus, of course. What happened to you, Chi? She was contacted by TMF, and she gave me she dropped the receipts on it too. Hi, Lily T. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, do you have anybody want to add anything? Because apparently you can't. Has anybody been threatened by Grace? Come on, you're anonymous. Send your anonymous things. Have you been threatened by Grace? Have you been threatened to not talk about Grace? Is this real, or is it just a conspiracy theory? I have no problem with conspiracy theory. I can theorize all you like. Yeah, apparently. I don't know if you were there to read that, but I read out the email that this is about. And yeah, apparently, if you talk about Grace or her issues, you get threatened. Now, I haven't, to be honest, I've not gotten I've not gotten any message, and I have talked about Grace a few times. However, she's not a dumb person. She's not a dumb person. And if I'm just coming back after a 5-year hiatus, I'm not, like, my investment here is nowhere near some other people. So she could tell maybe that it would be ineffective to try that. It would just make me ask more questions. So she would come as maybe an angel of light. Anonymous person, man. Listen, I'm not saying that the emails that I got from the entity known as David are fake, but I'm saying I'm wondering if I've been fooled. And if I would be fooled, it would be with someone that has neurolinguistic programming and is able to pick out my profile and tend to it, tickle those ears. I think she's smart enough to do that. I think she's smart enough to do that. And I can admit if I was fooled. So if you talk about okay, so that's what this is. This is what this is. I listen, man. Just because I haven't seen anything added to this conversation except talk about the little hats, I'm gonna have to remove this character because you know what? I think this has been what's going on. Is people talk about that? Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that because I mean, like, if this is all you're saying too, right? I'm sorry, Dr. Mengele. See, you'll never know if it was like for real or not, if it was someone that was actually into that kind of stuff. But that makes more sense. That makes more sense that he's coming in here to talk about things that are verboten. Therefore, the chat will be wiped and never to be seen again. So for that reason, yeah, I'm going to remove that. Thank you. I think that's what's up. So that's possibly another one of those troll accounts. And I'm just kind of crossing out all the different colored feathers of the peacock. And I'm just going through one by one by one by one. And this is another one that this is another feather that I was unaware of. Awesome. Awesome. Trying to trigger Susan. Yeah. So, oh, this is Marie W. You rock. You rock. I shouldn't have said that. Oh, you shouldn't have said your name. Oh no, did I bust you? Oh no. But you know, I got a feeling you don't want to be in darkness. But bear that in mind too. They want to use that against you, and it is good to have. If you want information that can't get back to you, like let's say if like another thing too is like what if I ever had like a hacked email or something like that? Like you want to be careful. This can happen. Because there's so many different honeypots out there that you can sign into, and if they get hacked, they get that information. They try it somewhere else and things like that. So that can happen. So yeah, send your information as anonymous, and especially when you have screenshots, things like that. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. And if it doesn't hold water, it won't hold water. This is how conversation works. And if we have to go back to the golden age of Greece in order to get a decent conversation in this corner of YouTube, then so be it. But yeah, thank you. Thank you for that heads up. So yes, the YouTube algorithm disable the chat if someone spams little in the chat. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. I mean, do we know for sure? Do I have absolute proof that that's what happened? No, but now I see. Now we'll have to go back to which live chats did people bother with? And what were they talking about? Why did they want to start? Because I've seen this before. This is not the first time I've seen Mr. Mengele, and this is not the first time I've seen that kind of stuff from people other than him. Okay. All right. So heads up to anybody that wants to do their own channel. If you see people come in and they start talking about little hats, which listen, I don't mind that, but this was blatant. Like this is all he could talk about, and he was like flooding it. So disrupt chat and then try and kill the chat for later viewing so that people can't see what's being talked about here. Because maybe there's something on this live chat that people don't want seen. Okay, I'll keep a better eye on that. If anybody sees anything in this chat, let's keep this open and then we'll see what's up. And pretty sure Duck is connected with Zero. They came around at the same time last time too. Yeah. Yeah, but again, there's a whole bunch of these accounts. You'll never know. Who's Zero? Have we proved Zero is not his separate person? See, this is where like, you know, I guess it's great to have info from you guys because like I'm not going to be going through all these channels to see who they are. Like I don't have that time. I'm not TMF. I'm not Redpill wasting all my day trying to see who's talking about what and who is what, who's not. If it's really important, I'll look at it, of course, but like I don't actively look at this stuff. I don't know these people that well. So when they come here and I don't know them, you know, in droves, are they real people? Do we know that Zero is a real person? Or is it a channel that could have been hidden, like how Redpill is plausibly Jason A? Because you'll never know, right? Because Jason A doesn't talk. You don't see a face. Redpill talks, but you see a face. Does he have a channel where you see a face, but he doesn't talk, I wonder? That'd probably be like a normie channel or something. Maybe like one of those kind of like everybody's like partying or something. Nah, I don't know if he's a party guy. He's more, his party is targeting people that talk in the chat room, apparently. What a coward. I'm assuming, hold on. Sorry what I missed. Sorry about what I missed. Hi, Billy and Brittany. I don't know why, but I wanted a new channel just to avoid everything. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. You do what you need to do. Rejoice in Jesus is a wonderful name. Wonderful name. Checked archive.is and yeah, no previous snapshots other than the current one. Well, the point here is to find out if he really bought Jeff's old domain or he made a new one in his honor. It's a good question as well. But then why, if John's a real person, why would he say that he picked it up and gave it to him? Marie, could you shed some light on this, actually? Marie, do you know if it was owned by Free Radio Revolution? I don't, because I've seen so many. Because Marie did the video showing this, that then, in my opinion, that forced TMF's hand to show that he had taken Free Radio Revolution. I don't know if you would do, like, if you can elaborate a little bit more on whether or not it was owned by anyone before that. Do you know? This would be interesting. Since I have you here, it'd be great. It'd be great to chat about that. Well, 33 people still in here, and it's getting to the 2-hour mark. Sometimes I try and keep it, around the 2 hours, but it looks like we're having some more information. We finally got a little bit of peace and calm in here. I'm just kidding. This is, if nothing else, we got some entertainment because we're starting to get some answers. Why would we question Really Graceful if Jeff held her in high esteem? Well, because we know, like, I know of at the very least, and I think many people can observe for their own, that Jeff is not exactly the kind of person that was upfront about his identity. Which means which means a lot of people don't know Jeff like they thought they did. And if you can't know Jeff like you thought you did, which I know is the case, they did not pick up on the narcissism until much later. What about Grace? What does it matter that he hides in like high esteem? And I will say this. I have mentioned this a few times. I'll mention it again. Her eulogy thing on Twitter was beautifully written in some ways. Very brilliant, perfect grammar, almost too perfect. Eloquent, but with no connection emotionally. There was nothing specific said about Jeff, about what made him good, what his problems were. There's no real things going on. That's why I have a problem, first off. Number one, that was the thing that first kind of set, I'm like, and it was heavily focused. Maybe we'll go back to it now that I have the hardware to start sharing this. It was very focused on holding Jeff to the highest possible regard without discussing the issues that she would have surely encountered and I've heard she's talked about. And at the same time, pushed a very strong narrative that those that contact his family would be disgusting. And those who have went a good 2 weeks at least with information withheld from them, that their anger is not with reason. So I got a problem with that, first and foremost. And if what I'm hearing here is true, that anybody who talks about her gets threatened, then I got a problem with that too. Because we're looking at information control, and we're also looking at behavioral control. And I think Camille is legitimate and wrapped under the thumb of whoever is most dominant in that circle, because I think she would be the most real out of all of them. And if she's as wrapped up as what I'm hearing, there's emotional control as well with that. And from what I've seen with Camille, just one example of why this would be worthwhile is that she is intelligent. She may not get everything right. She might have fallen into the wrong crowd. And maybe she's being manipulated. And if she doesn't want to get help for that, then that's cool. But I can tell you right now, from my experience, that's what happened to me. And I want to know more. And if she needs help as well, I promise there won't be any throwing under the bus here. There's someone that knows what she might be going through right now. I can tell you, at least for me, my experiences, I can help in some way. So if it helps that one person that is possibly under some extreme mind control, which includes emotional control, then that's worth it. But it's not just her. There were so many people that messaged me, so many different people. And now I'm getting so many different of the same kind of stuff. Anybody who shows up in these chats that talks what I think to be a normal comment. Oh, okay. Je suis désolé. That meow I haven't heard in over a week. And that is the greatest meow ever. I've hated that meow sometimes because he can't get anything done. And he always wants to play and cuddle and play and cuddle and food and play and cuddle. That's all he wants to do. And if he doesn't get it, he cries at me. But that was the first meow I've heard in a while. And I'm going to take that as a good sign. So much so that I forgot what I was talking about. Lucky for Grace. Camille needs help. We need to make sure that she knows that we're here for her. But it's not just Camille, okay? It's a bunch of people that feel they've been lied to, and they have been lied to. And I'm sick of hearing lies from people who pretend to be some authoritative source in some truth movement when people aren't even allowed to talk about how we come to truth. Yeah, okay. Who are these people? Who are these people? I had a feeling freedom for doctors. Yeah. Remember what I was talking about before too, with the doctor man, the step-by-step trolling process. Maybe that this isn't trolling, but the step-by-step disruption process. I'll just go through it again. First, you have someone come in and say something absolutely egregious. Then when that person is banned, the next person comes in to say, what? That person was just talking perfectly. No, I didn't see it. Let me see the deleted message. I like broccoli. But the name itself, okay, whatever. He didn't say anything that crazy. But the name itself is pretty self-explanatory. Now it actually kind of like shows what I'm talking about. Like they come in as egregious. You get rid of that because it's egregious, and then the next person is being the freedom fighter for the one before that, and then you know what I mean. Then you get rid of that, and then therefore you do that, and then that, and then. My goodness. Okay, so let me go through this. Let's start reading again. Yeah, so listen, if this helps just Camille alone, because I've been there and I know what it's like if I'm right. You can really tell that Jeff completely avoided his true musical talents from his subs. Yeah, absolutely. Good call. What he did still required talent, but not to the degree that Black Dog Brunzi was capable of. Bang on. And even like his original song is actually my favorite one there. And that's the one I used for his eulogy because I just thought it was beautiful. If this is an original song, it was just like, I cried to it many times. I'm not going to lie. It was tough to listen to. So, I'll be done. I'm sorry, but I didn't see your last stream titled John Canada something, so I'm not sure what the deal with him. Yeah, so that was a sketchy email. You check it out. Go to that one afterwards. I'm going to finish up rather shortly, actually. But yeah, check that out afterwards, and then we'll go. I tell you what, because now the chat's starting to light up. I'm going to keep it there. I'm going to take a quick 5 because this little buddy is crying for food. He needs food. He's got to get some food. My little bro, tu veux manger, toi? Tu veux manger, toi? We'll do one more break. We'll have a quick last session or whatever for chat, and then we'll clue up. Okay, so I'll be right back. If I can get some music for you right before. Actually, we know what we're playing. Or we'll finish up with Black Dog. We'll do that. But the tribute to the doctor. The tribute to the doctor I shall play at this moment. For my friend the doctor. I haven't seen the chat. I will get to it. I'll read through the rest of your chats, I promise. Yeah, we'll do the Black Dog Brunsey. Some sunny day soon. Come on. Here we go. Really? Really? Okay, maybe it'll play, maybe it won't. Sorry, guys. But I got to take a... Yeah, I'll be right back. Good timing. Let me charge this in case something comes up. All right. We'll go through these chats, see how it's going. Just make sure there's no buffering. Maybe she knew how. Manipulate Jeff's ego. Speaking of grace, since that will be maybe something of more interest. Because to be quite honest with you, I think Redpill is a bit of a small fish. He's not the best thinker. I mean, these are all predictable tactics he's coming at, but she's smarter. She's smarter. And she, if my suspicions are correct, I mean, she would know how to push Jeff's buttons and do it well. And it doesn't take much to do that with a narcissist. When people are pathological, you can get them to dance any way you want. Yeah. I'm not sure who owns it now, but probably him. The name is private. I got Jeff's name because he had the privacy off at, I'm guessing, at some point. But it seems the server was changed. I don't think the domain was bought and resold because you can only do that every 2 months. Okay. Maybe, Marie, we should get in contact. You got my email. Maybe we could collaborate a little bit there. Try and get on at least like the same page of what we can reliably know as a fact, just to clear that up. That would be really good to do, I think. And also, I think you wanted to talk about like a Bible study and stuff too. So I think, yeah, since all that stuff. So you got my email. And maybe we can talk about that if you'd be obliged. Or if you'd feel so obliged. I mean, Jetto Scranda says, everything that Grace wrote on Jeff's passing sounded cold and formal. That would be far more concise than my explanation. Yeah, that's exactly how it came off to me. But very formal, very well written, Grace, I must say. If I was Jeff, right, and I needed a propagandist, it would be her. It would definitely be her. We can say that as well. She's very well written, and she passed the information out perfectly through a lens that someone wanted to see it that way. But it didn't have anything to do with Jeff's personality. I just scroll a little bit too much. Jetto agree. Maybe she felt the duty to give facts. Yeah, so I can speak a little bit to this. Okay. When you're picked up at 200 to 300 subscribers by this circle of people that you've watched and in some way adored or maybe idolized, you will, if she's anything like me in the way that it happened with me, is that you feel very indebted to these people that they would consider you. You feel, you know, maybe some egos in there, like you feel special. And that's okay. We all have that stuff, you know, and we also, many of us, you know, we want to let everybody know that we're trying hard and things like that. And I got a feeling Camille is that kind of person. I feel like Camille is that kind of person. Jetto continues saying Camille's eulogy for Jeff does sound emotionally forced, acted even. Yeah, the emotions. Maybe I'll go through it again. I tell you what, to me, they sounded a little bit real. Actually, when on my first one, it looked like it was real to me. But that not everything is being told. Do you think that this could be plausible? Or do you think that I'm missing something? I would like to know. I'm not trying to shut you down on that. And in fact, I would like your thoughts on my opinion there for that. Camille was holding back emotions. I felt, yeah, holding something back. We agree. We agree that the holding something forced. Yeah. I agree with this. I agree with this. I'm not sure what. I'm not sure what. We don't know the hearts of people. That's true. But the fruits that I see is that I think there's something genuine there. But just because you have a genuine want to be noble, like I got to a point where I was like in this group, this inner circle of the watchers with Jeff, Chrissy, and Press and myself, and we were targeting specific people and taking screenshots of others and doing exactly what it looks like is happening right now on this. It's typical of a narcissist when you have a circle with a narcissist at the head, that you will be convinced, even if you are noble, to do ignoble things. Is it ignoble? Yes, I think it's ignoble. Thinking that they're noble. Just totally off topic. Yeah, totally off topic. Yeah. I wouldn't, if he's not saying anything, but I think I saw what you saw. Yeah. Just be careful on the removal of people, because then that can become its own thing, you know. Yeah, Dr. Mengele again though, and yeah, Oi of the thing. Yeah. So we got 3 different doctors and Dr. Mengele. Yeah, you see what I mean? Like this is how this works. Okay, yeah. This is what's going on. This is definitely the trick of the era, is you start talking about stuff that are verboten in order to keep this up. So I will get rid of this one too, because freedom for doctors, it's all set up so that you will get banned for stifling, or I will get flack for banning someone because I'm stifling their opinion, and then freedom for doctors comes in, so it's all freedom fighters. Oh, it's predictable. Or typical. Typical would be the word there. Interesting. And yeah. Jesus is quite dear. Quite dear, Chi. Kitty comes first. Bango. Yep. I'm glad that we had some people stick around. What are the threats that people are getting? That's the part I'm not understanding. Are they threats to nuke their channel or doxing them? Apparently, it is just people are getting threats for mentioning anything about Grace, according to this anonymous person. And if anybody talks about those threats, then it is it's also you also become targeted, apparently. So anonymous, if you're still there, you're more than welcome to type in chat, or you can send me an email. You're more than welcome to do so. Oh yeah, it's certainly coming in though. Yeah, we're getting lots of those messages. Yeah, from Mr. Mengele. It's interesting. Kitties rock. Bucket Boy, good to see you. I do remember that name. Good to see you. Played Rocksmith for 2 months. Any musical instrument you have to keep up regular practice, or you lose technical skills for sure. And thank you for going with the email. Simmer down, Billy Goat, says Chi Girl. Yeah, I think what it is basically you're watching the same thing that I've been pointing out, and now we can start establishing a pattern that we have people that are trying to disrupt conversation when people start talking about certain things. And my guess would be is people are talking about Grace. People are talking about Grace's and stuff. Oh, you're saying that about Camille as well. Oh, no. I got that as well. But people are talking about, Grace passing sounded cold and formal. I don't think Camille would be the one doing Dr. Mengele. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But there's definitely something that they just wanted slid. So whenever you see a lot of these messages, take a double check up top and see what they're trying to get rid of. It's called, like on 4chan, they call it slide threads. So if there's a thread on there that they can't get the janitors to remove, what they'll do, they'll just flood the site with garbage so that you'll never get to it. It'll bump important things off the board so that you can't talk about it anymore. And this is naturally playing out in YouTube chats as well. That would be my guess. Very interesting. We can now just observe this. You don't have to freak out about it. Don't worry. Especially now, I think we picked up how many Dr. Mengele's are there in this chat? As many as they need. As many as they need is the question. Patricia, I don't know if you were here for the zero invasion. This happened about 24 hours ago. There was at least 7 accounts by this Zero Infinity, whomever that is. And I had to just keep muting. They just want to, anytime that there's discussion about something. And I think it's because it looks like normal people are trying to have a discussion about something, that this needs to now be flooded by someone who is, Dr. Mengele is a reference to NatSoc. I don't know if I can say the other thing, what we call them normally. It was one of like the brutal experiment guys. And it's just constant talking about the like little hats. So I think what I'm suspecting now, other people are basically witnessing to, is that if their chat stays in the chat, the live chat won't show anymore. So that's something to look out for, because it has happened. There's been many I keep all of these chats. I don't touch them. I don't hide them. Okay, I've never done it. Maybe like the first couple of live streams that I did, maybe it was turned off to replay later, because I'm not used to this whole new, which I believe is a garbage setup of YouTube now. But after I figured out how that works, I press the little button and say, make sure that there's live chat replay, which has been over a week now. I've never taken off live chats. Never, ever. So maybe you might want to look into which ones they attacked that in that way, because this in a way is an attack to wipe out any conversation of people having this stuff. Very interesting. So then that makes a content creator force to censor people, right? And yeah, on one side you have YouTube and Google, and yeah, that sucks. That's like a pretty stupid law or rule, whatever they have. But again, now we need to talk about this. Who are these people doing these things that are trying to shut down your conversations? Because I don't type in these. It's you guys that type in these. I just read out what you say. So who wants to shut down the chat, and why? And why is it only sometimes that this happens and not others? Quite interesting. Bucket Boy, that's a great song. And it is. And the common thread that you'll see, Billy Goats, is that they will always go off topic. Okay, so unless they're just so we know, the Freedom for Doctors, I understand, because I was like, it's obvious who that was. But if they're not saying things that like won't remove the chat, or if you know what I mean, like if they're not saying that, don't ban them. Like unless it's like flooding and it's obvious flooding. There's no need to do that. In fact, I like watching. I like seeing this, because I just learned something how this works, right? We want to be able to see this stuff. But yeah, this is all flooding, isn't it, from what I'm seeing? Brutal, subversive message that derails the chat and won't allow it to be replayed later. Yeah, that's the tactic that's going on. That's the tactic. Never let me play Avidan. Yeah, so yeah, just be careful, because I like people doing it. I've already demonstrated how that works, by the way. I like seeing that come in. I like being able to observe, so that I can get good, plausible ideas of who's doing what and why, or at least more plausible than what I would get if I didn't, So come on in, have a chat. But I'm on to you guys. I'm on to you guys with that little hat talk. I get this now. Yeah. Yeah, well, money and power. Yeah, I mean, so money for the power. They want the power, and then it starts with the money. You know, it's the Scarface quote. Sorry, I didn't let you play. He's just here. Yeah, it's okay. And just bear in mind too that I probably spend a little bit too much time talking about here too, but make sure you guys are able to get back to conversation and stuff too, because that's what they want. That's what they want you to stop, right? Play with them until they're dead and then walk away. Well, you got to be careful with that, because listen, at the end of the day, these are people and they don't know what they do. A lot of this stuff is pathological. Okay. So when we're doing this, you got to make sure that you keep your humanity about you. You do it in love. Okay. You're doing it because you want to help, and not because you're necessarily manning the stations, because trust me, they have it set up so well. They've already thought of things that you'll never think about, like that. Like, you can't fight this one-on-one. It's not a man for man thing. This is, especially when, like, I'm not, like, if I'm not the top fish in game theory here, like, you have to also do other things, because if you're trying to do like a numbers battle, it's just not, you'll never win that, and you'll just drive yourself crazy trying to. But Liz, these were good mutes, and yeah, I've muted him now, so I see what's going on, and I'm not saying you were wrong in doing it. Just be careful, because the natural course of events is to try to get you to be as dehumanizing as they are. So that's the double-edged sword, right? That's the double-edged sword. I do usually say that we don't ban people, especially in that bunker chat. Please don't try and remove people. I like to go over there and see what they're trying to leave there. Okay, so especially with that live chat thing, that bunker chat that we got going on. Also, yeah, I haven't really been chilling out my D lives and stuff like that. You're more than welcome to check it out. D live, I'm on as jbrew391. I think I have it here. Cleaning up. I saw that you retracted a message, another reality, and maybe it was important. I just didn't see it. I do not want to be a target for being a friend of Jeff's. He was getting threats about his life. I do not want a debate. I want the truth. Dang straight, man. You got my email up top. I mean, if you want to chat, and it doesn't have to be debate. We can have a discussion. I'm not. I do remember seeing your name, I think, someplace, but we can have a discussion. Doesn't need to be debate. Doesn't need to be debate. I'm not here to be just adversarial here, if you're close to Jeff, I was too. And, there was a part of me that still was, There's a guy, by and large, he woke me up in many ways. You don't just lose that connection because you find out that they have personality disorder. You don't lose your hate, like you don't hate people because of that. You don't lose your love for them either. You got to be able to keep the love, but listen, you're welcome. Please. If you want to have a discussion, I'm all ears, man. I'm not here to just like shoot at the hip at everybody here. I know that some buttons need to be pressed in order to start getting some answers, and we are getting some answers. I'm pressing the buttons, and yeah, we're getting people that chill in and stuff like that, or whatever you want to call it. I'm not, see that label thing. Here we go. People that would like to stop this conversation are trying to stop this conversation. But at the same time, they're doing the exact opposite, because we're now seeing this in real time and able to discuss it. And people are cluing in to what's going on, because my emails are starting to light up. I can't keep up with some of them. So there's lots to think about here in this chat. This was an interesting one. I've spent a little bit too much time online here today. I have a kitty I gotta go love and take care of, make sure he's okay. He's looking pretty cool, man. I wonder if I can get him over and just say hello to you. Let me get his treats, because I know people specifically come here for me, not for me, but to see how the cat's doing, and it's cool too.
Allô? Comment allez-vous? Tes yeux? Oh non, tes yeux. C'est pas grave. Oui, je sais. Les pilules. Ça me fait chier.
I'll see if I can get him over. You want to try something? You just want to chill there. He's in pretty chill mode now. He just had a lot to eat. See if I can bribe him over with some more.
You want some more? You veux plus?
He's in chill mode. I'm sorry, guys. My bad. My bad. I mean, debate in such a way. I thought more about clarification. Sure. Yeah. No problem. I just wanted to give off the air that, and the reality that I'm not here to, just shoot at everybody I see, like I do want discussion. I do want discussion. I think this place needs to start opening up a little bit more for discussion on many things. And I think it's quite clear we're seeing that people don't want you to. So now if we can figure out why, that'd be awesome. That would be awesome. Jetto Scrana, facts. And they say, let another reality talk. I miss his comment. Yeah. I can't get him on right now because this laptop is really bad. If I were to have any extra program that streams or anything like that, like if I even move this, you start getting the buffer and stuff like that. So like you got to be really careful. But I have my hardware here now. It's just that all this craziness has been happening with my cat. I'll have this because I now have these emails that need to drop, and I can't just like read them out and just like, things like that. So I got stuck in Bufferville, and it's probably because of this, right? So I just want to be careful about that, but I can start having chats very soon. So yeah, please send any email my way, and I will certainly read them. I promise. I promise. That is Bryant.Justin391, BRYANT, like Kobe, .JUSTIN391 @gmail.com. And if you want to post anonymously, that's totally fine. If you don't want things read out, please let me know. And I won't, if you have your name on it, that's, obvious and stuff, I will be hesitant to say, anything at all. But bear that in mind. If it's info that you want, that you think people should know, I prefer to read them verbatim. But you can, just let me know these things and we can work it out. But the info's got to get out. And I understand that it's hard to do in this chat because of what we just saw. And what hopefully we will be able to keep seeing. That seemed like a last-ditch effort to stop that from being able to be seen again. So I wonder if they got through with anything on that. But yeah, it's not, I told you guys, TMF, this isn't going to stop. And it's not just me trying to hurt you, man, because it's not about that. I don't hate you and I don't want to hurt you, but you're hurting people. You're lying to people and you're being a coward by targeting people that are in these chats and not even saying a word to me. But I know that that's how it works. I know you can't help that. You can't help it. And you have to remember that, okay? But you have to answer for the lies that you've told, for the manipulation that you've spread, and for the closure that you have withheld from others. Because if you're telling John that he can't post that thing that would have easily proven to many beyond reasonable doubt for the most part, that authoritative sources can confirm his death, then you're not here for the truth. You're here for something else. And I don't think it's about protecting the family. I don't think you care about the family. I don't think many of those people care about the family. Maybe Camille cares about the family, and that's why she is withholding things. I think that's what's going on. Please send out all the best wishes and even prayers for all of them. But let me tell you something. If there's one that needs your prayers in there, it's Camille, I think. I think it's Camille. And she won't even need to talk, but she doesn't need to talk. All she needs to do is know that there are people out there that know how she feels if I'm right about the situation, and that there's people that can help. And that's what she needs to know. It's her prerogative if she wants to talk later. But I think that everything that I've seen leads me to believe that she thinks that she's doing what is best. And she truly wants to do what's best. Again, I don't know people's hearts. Maybe the thing that's hiding that I sensed is different from what is reality, because other people sense different things. Maybe. But I don't think so. I think Camille is the person to go to. And I think I've said this too many times now to audiences that I know the right people are listening. And I know the right people are listening. That she's probably being heavily controlled. And to that, I will say to Camille, I'm very sorry if you've been hurt due to this, or you've been pressured or put in a bad situation due to this. I want to say sorry to you, and that it's not my intent to hurt anyone. It is my intent to learn the truth and try and pass that on to others and teach others with parting wisdom, I guess, with inside information that you may have had to learn the hard way, like I learned the hard way. And I would like to pass that information on to others, okay? So pray for them. Read your Bibles, because I'm telling you, I'm not just saying it. I'm not just saying it because it sounds good. I'm not just saying it because I'm an awesome follower of Christ. I'm wretched, and I've fallen many times, and every single time I'm picked back up by my Father and told that I have something that's needed to be done. And if I can help you, I will. I promise. But we need to start busting these people that are manipulating everybody. And the situation that Camille is in right now is one that supports people that are manipulating people, whether she knows it or not. And that's important as well. And I think she would be, of all of them, the one that would be most sensitive to this and maybe has seen some problems, but she doesn't know what to do. And if I can get painted out as crazy or something like that, she might be afraid to go there. It doesn't have to be with me. There's other people as well. And that's another thing that I would like to show. That's what I would like to expose. And I think this is what's happening when people are sending me these messages. They're like, yeah, I've been targeted. Yeah. Camille, you have maybe been targeted and you don't know. I hope this message gets to you, because I don't think you are one of the people that stays around and stalks on videos. It will be someone in your circle before you that probably comes to you. And I hope that this message gets to you. Please email Abidani won't share your info. Yeah, listen, if your personal info is in those emails, I remove that. The only exceptions are when I see something really, really sketchy. And I only made that call once, and that was with John Canada's emails asking for all the different names of different people. That was sketchy, close to Jeff, like their family members and things like that. That was very sketchy. And I think John Canada owes some answers. John Canada owes some real answers for that kind of stuff. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that's about. But even if they had given a motive for why this would be a big thing, but his motive was like the reason for it was like, oh, this could be foul play, so let's leave this between you and me. I'm like, that's not a good enough reason to go around searching for family members' contact info like that. Sketchy stuff. Maybe he just wants to know the truth. I don't know, man. Maybe I got him all wrong. Who is John Canada? Who is John Canada? And I would love to know. I would love to know. Not Jeff. Redpill, stop being such a sissy, man. Come on, be a man. Come face me. Come face me. Stop targeting people in chat. Okay? That's all you got to do. Be a man. Be a man. I think we're good. Bucket Boy, it's a great last comment. Keep digging. I highly recommend that for all of you. Don't let these people pull the wool over your eyes, because it's your sanity at stake. We'll call it a night, guys. Thank you very much for coming. I really appreciate it. And we'll chat soon. Oh, hold on. Okay, no problem. I got you for one more minute. Phone buffered so bad I had to restart it and missed all of that. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. You're fine. You're fine. Don't worry. You can watch it later. All right, guys. See you later. It was this was an interesting one, and I think we all learned something. Read your Bibles.